It's my great privilege to welcome to the stage the one, the only, the incredible dynamo, Luli.
I'm not saying another word until I get my song, AV. It could be a long night. It could be a very, very long night. Still waiting for my song. I'll tell you what, I'm going to walk off the stage and I'll come back on again. One sec. Luli! Well, clearly tonight's not going exactly to plan. I've got a script which isn't working. So here it is, hello everybody. I can't actually believe that tonight is actually happening. It's been a long time in the making. So I want to thank you all for being here. I'm very excited we finally get to celebrate some of the amazing initiatives that are happening in the diversity, equity and inclusion across Australia. So here's the story. No song? No song. Here's the, oh yeah, it was We Are Family. Oh, I got all my people with me. Woo! Anyway, the song's not coming. It's okay. Hey! Get up, everybody, and sing. Hey! Oh, hello, Brisbane. So a little bit about me. I'm going off script because clearly that's the way to go tonight. So a little bit about me. I've been... Oh, you've made my night. Yay. So I've been working in the tech sector. Oh, now you're going to take the biscuit, aren't you? So I've been working in tech since the late 90s. I used to work for a global IT research firm that shall remain nameless. But I remember attending my first major event, my first major symposium, and walking into the room and literally thinking I'd taken a wrong turn. There were 2,500 people in the room, and I was the only female. And not only that, I was the only person of colour. So much as I wanted to turn around and run in the opposite direction, because I felt like an imposter, I felt like I didn't belong, I stayed. I stayed out of curiosity. I stayed because I felt I had a responsibility to my fellow people, my tribe, my friends, to understand this thing called technology. Because what I was learning about this world IT research company that shall remain nameless, is that technology was going to be the thing that changed the world. Technology was going to be the thing that underpinned the way we lived, the way the world operated, the way that we did things. Yet the only people, the majority of the people being privy to this information were white, middle-aged males. So I stayed because I felt I had a responsibility. But I guess the point is, how many amazing people do we lose from our industry because they feel like they don't belong? 20 years later, I'm still here. I'm still here because I feel I have a responsibility to make diversity, equity and inclusion part of the DNA of our sector. Now, over the last couple of years, since joining the foundation in 2020, thank you, Susie, thank you, Claire, thank you, Deirdre, thank you for Tracy for trusting the foundation in my responsibility. It's a huge honour. So over the last couple of years, I've spoken to many, many leaders across many sectors. The great thing is that there's been a huge increase in the number of diversity, equity and inclusion roles. According to LinkedIn, there's been an increase of 71% in appointments of these roles over the last 5 years. This is a good start, but it's not enough. Putting somebody in the role and making it their responsibility is a start. But we need to change the systems. This is something that needs to be a priority across every role, every single department. Now, I use this analogy all the time. I'm from the UK, in case you haven't heard, you haven't realised. Born and bred in historical Newark-on-Trent, just outside Nottingham, for those of you that want a bit of a geography lesson. So growing up in the 70s or 80s, I used to love watching my local football team, Nottingham Forest. Now, if I was to show you a photograph of the Forest team in the 70s and compare it to Nottingham Forest now, there'll be one very noticeable difference. And the difference would be the diversity across the team and the diversity across leadership. Because what had happened in the UK is that teams realised that if they wanted to be the best football team in the world, they had to have the best talent in the world. So they set out with intent and purpose to seek out that talent, not only seek them out, bring them back to the UK and create an environment where everybody could exist, everybody could thrive, everybody felt like they belonged. Now, if we'd taken that same approach in the 70s or 80s, imagine what the technology sector could be today. So, it can be done. That is the point. It can be done, but it's not easy, and it's not a quick fix. But if we all commit tonight, tomorrow, and every single day to the change, we will have the impact that's necessary. So, the foundation, I'm going to talk a little bit about the foundation. We have three main pillars that underpin everything that we do. We've got the events pillar, which is Nights Like Tonight, where we bring everybody together. We celebrate what's being done, but a constant reminder of there's a lot of work still to do. We have our implementation pillar. This is where we've brought together a network of delivery partners, many of whom are here tonight. Delivery partners, thank you very much. These are organisations that can help you, whether it's developing strategy, whether it's understanding how to recruit in the right way, whether it's about using data to drive insights to make better decisions. The third pillar is the education pillar. And with that, I'm really excited to announce and launch a new initiative, Tech Team, don't let me down, as part of the foundation.
If we're serious about making diversity, equity and inclusion the #1 business priority for Australia, then we need to fundamentally change the systems in which we operate.
When I think about the value that the TechDiversity Academy will bring to me as a DEI practitioner, it's really about tapping into the diverse thinking of a community of other practitioners who might be doing really innovative things.
If we're going to succeed in making a difference to the diversity statistics in this country, we are going to have to do something different. And that's the motivation behind the TechDiversity Academy.
The TechDiversity Academy is not about developing diversity and inclusion programs to tick a box. Over the course of a one-year certified program, individuals will have access to workshops, leadership sessions, mentoring, and peer-to-peer networking.
Cultural Infusion, in partnership with the TD Academy, is bringing you a valuable and unique set of professional development programs designed for people engaging in the diversity, equity and inclusion space as experts and newcomers.
Kahoot Learning are honoured and excited to be the platform that has been chosen to power the TechDiversity Academy.
Here at AWS, we are a very data-driven organization. When looking at how we can impact with diversity, both internally in the partner business and hand-in-hand with our partner ecosystem, we look forward to working with TechDiversity Academy to achieve this.
More often than not, there might be a single DEI practitioner or a very small team in the business that are working to drive DEI work, and I see huge value in gaining access to the tools and resources.
Our mission at the Foundation is to make diversity, equity and inclusion the #1 business priority for Australia. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the prospect and what this does for our economy. I hope you are too.
Yay! I know you are too, people. I know you are. No, but seriously, like, many of you know there are 861,000 people that work in our industry. I can tell you now, without using data, that 861,000 does not represent the communities that it serves. And that needs to change. We need to create the opportunity for everybody to join us and everybody to belong. Now, we have a problem, and the problem is that we have a bit of an identity crisis when it comes to tech. People that don't work in our industry aren't sitting around wondering how to get a job in tech. You know, they're sitting around thinking they don't want to work in tech because they're not coders, they're not developers, and so they feel like they don't belong. And I think Ali, you'll talk a little bit more about this later. So I want you to do one thing. other than take the pledge, and other than thinking about nominating for next year. The other thing I want you to do, be proud of the industry that you work in. But better than that, share your experiences with your friends, with your family, with your partners, with your peers. Tell them that there is a job for them and we need them. We need them to be part of the design of the solution. I'm not a technologist, but I'm passionate about technology. I'm passionate about what it can do for health. I'm passionate about what it can do for disability services, what it can do for the environment, and what it can do for our communities. So I'm going to leave you this. When I walk off the podium tonight, which is going to happen to music, next time you walk into a room and you don't feel represented, you don't feel like you belong, you feel uncomfortable, know that you do belong, know that your voice matters and your opinions need to be heard.